Lemons into lemonade, guys. So, very long day. Lots of orders packing. Thank you very much. Jay Anderson, I do apologize. I will ship your recon kit out tomorrow. I took the car and it was full, so I didn't look for more packages, and yours was big. Anyways, I was at the Lowe's picking up some more boxes, and because they got really good prices on shipping boxes, packing boxes, and one of the employees came back from break. I overheard her talking to the other one. She's like, "Oh, what did you have for lunch?" And she's all describing it, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds like an awesome turkey dinner." Like, I want a turkey dinner. Guess who didn't have a good Thanksgiving? Me. So we went to shitty Cracker Barrel. I'll probably never go there again. That was the shittiest place. It's like a big chow hall, and the food was not great, and whatever. Anyways, I don't need to sit there and bash their head against the rock. So I posted on the Facebook, and I said Cracker Barrel is shit or trash or something like that. There, I said it, and then I said I'll go to Boston Market next year. And somebody was like, Boston Market? I was like, dude, Boston Market is fucking good. I mean, for commercial, like fast food, like what do they call it? They call it something else. Oop, turn your lights on. Like for like fast food, fast dining, like you can go in there and have fucking sweet potatoes and turkey and gravy, and it's delicious. It's like pretty good. I mean, you got to understand, me growing up, my turkey dinners, like my mom was not a cook, is still not a cook, doesn't know how to cook. Dry ass turkey. We had to help make the fucking stuffing by toasting toast and then breaking. Oh, it was just terrible. It was just terrible. I didn't know it was terrible when I was a kid until later on. And then like when and speaking of chow halls, if you ever join the military, join the Air Force, just for the chow halls. Like, that is some really good dining, and you don't know it's good dining until, one, your mom is a shitty cook. That's one. Two, you go to other military bases and you eat at their facilities, and you're like, ooh, yeah. So yeah, Air Force all the way. That's why they get all the big bucks. But so anyways, I was like, Sherry wanted to go to Wendy's. I was like, no. I feel owed. I feel like I need my turkey dinner. So, but I did want to share something. It was funny. There's this guy. He's like that weirdo basoholic on YouTube. He trolls me sometimes, which is fine. I think he's just a standard tool. But there was this other guy. This is like a profile of like a dude that's like a bass head. There it is. Is that it? Yeah, there it is. He's like a bass head, and he's got a big beard, and he's got like Oakleys, and like maybe he's like former military, and then he vapes, and he's got a big diesel, and he likes to roll coal and all this kind of stuff. And I guess technically we can park in the cripple spot. It's fine. So, but he was giving me a hard time for complaining about sundown, which I thought was hilarious, because my argument and my complaint is valid. That Faraday ring should have never been in the motor in the first place, and Jacob for some reason didn't learn his lesson fucking 8 years ago. Anyways, so the guy was like complaining, and like, we're going back and forth and whatever, and of course I always take it like I assume the best about people, and I don't take things personal. And all of a sudden he starts bringing up Chomo shit, and I was like, well, and I assumed that he brought up Chomo shit because he's a Chomo, and I said, well, obviously you're a Chomo, and he got really, really defensive, which is, to me, is hilarious. So then he's like, what do you call it? He's like, we could do a face-to-face interview or whatever, some sort of meeting or something like that. And I was like, oh, sure. Here's my address. And so I posted the address, and then I posted my phone number, and I was like, make sure you honk and call when you show up, because I don't always hear texts. And so then he runs out of things to argue. And so then he signs me up for like 5 spam websites And then I got a call today from, oh no, he prank called me last night, and this was like late, like it was like midnight or 1. And he pretended to be some guy that had like some Sprite and 40 chicken nuggets. And I was like, it's not me, dude. Like, and then I realized he was a prank, and I was just like, whatever, hung up. And let's see, and then what else? Oh, and then the Mormon missionaries contacted me today, and they're like, hey, would you like to hear the word of Jesus Christ? And the kid was so sweet. And immediately I was like, no. And I just hung up. And then he's like, text me. He's like, seems like we had a bad connection. Would you like to hear this? Which is good. You know, as your first sales job, you should be persistent. And so I responded, I said, hail Satan. And I was like, wait. I was like, these guys are so sweet. They're just dumb. They don't know any better. And so I was like, I should be nicer. And I was like, no, someone's just playing a prank on both of us. And then I put like CTR, which if you don't know, the Mormons have a little, I guess it's like a little logo. It's called CTR, and it's like a little shield. And it's propaganda that they tell their indoctrination for the children to choose the right, which is, I mean, it's not, I mean, as far as indoctrination goes, that's not the worst thing. So I just put CTR on there. And then I realized I have a possible convert to atheism on my hands. Like, you know, like me, I don't want to waste a lead, you know, a sales lead. So I started texting them back, and I'm like, this is what the Mormons, because a lot of times the Mormons will, they don't say they're Mormon because there's a lot of bad press about Mormons. And so they'll just talk about Jesus. You know, they're like, well, we're just Christians, you know. And again, it's just to get in the door. It's kind of creepy, but whatever. Mostly they're sweet guys. They're just dumb. They don't know any better. A bunch of virgins. And so anyways, I started striking up this conversation, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can really lead this guy down the wrong path. This is fucking great. So, but Sherry, my wife, and I was talking back and forth about stuff like that, because my dad used to say things, and her dad used to say things. They both were in like Vietnam, that era, boomers. My dad used to say, like, let bygones be bygones, and don't, you know, whatever. And some lady at the UPS treated her bad today, and I was like, no, fuck that bitch. Like call and complain. I was like, you don't have to give her a name, but you can call and complain. And like, again, I'm like, what are you doing, Patrick? You trying to get somebody fired? And I was like, no, I want people to be accountable. And saying nothing achieves nothing. And I have a voice, and I can use it. And that's why I tell you guys, if you guys have any complaints about me, fucking contact me. Here's my phone number, 602-312-6504. Don't call, but just text. Like, let me know. There's some guy that complained in the comments that was like, the holes didn't line up on my JL audio, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this is the first I'm hearing of it. And then I think back on my memory, and I'm like, I remember like 18 months, almost 2 years ago, I did something like that. So that this guy waits 2 years to tell me and then complain about it. And then, of course, he was just nut hugging on Sundown, because he's like, I bought Sundown, never had any problems. I'm like, Sundown's not going to make you a product that's going to fit on your W7 motor, dipshit. So, but it was whatever. In the comments, I played it nice. And I was just like, well, I'm sorry to hear about that, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, whatever. So, but, fuck, I'm getting hungry. I just wanted to get that out in the open. And also, you know, use your voice to complain. Because if you don't say anything, nothing will ever change. And even if you have a spouse that says, all you do is complain about me all the time, and I'm like, well, you know, maybe if you get your shit together and perform better, then maybe I won't be so critical. Hunker down. Do not be. There was a whole other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, women and the psycho ones who end up bossing the guy around, the husband around. Not that I'm against that arrangement, whatever. That you don't. It doesn't have to be that way. Just so you know. Even though a lot of guys will tell you, oh, you gotta do this, and you gotta suck up this, and you gotta do, you know. No, you don't. No, you don't. So that's why I think I just shorten that down to just jack off. Just go jack off a lot. Go. Pornography is fantastic and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, I love you guys. I'm hungry. I will talk to you later. I'm gonna go back home and do some more work on some subwoofers, and then I think I have a couple of reviews I want to do. One of them is on the Jizzlama, what am I calling it? The Jizzlama Jiznado? Yeah, which is like the top of the line. And then it's called the Blackjack Aces, because I think I can do a little bit better than that. And then it was the GONZO Zen, yeah, the Zen series, Zen 65. So we got those in, and I want to do TSPs on them, and because it's actually a good little mid bass driver. I wouldn't use it for mid bass; I would use it for mids. But I'll show you that and some other stuff. So love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.